Alright guys, it's really Jamie here. So once we got our data read and show interactively by using the pandas read CSV, and then we can play around with our data. So let me show you how. So if you want to play around with our data, first you need to grab our data. So in order to grab our data, you need to store that data in a certain variable. You can treat a variable as a certain container. So you just read it and it will show up, but that's not what we're going to do in the future, because sometimes this step is just to give you a vague idea of all this data. But if you need to train your model, you need to store that. Okay, so you need to grab that data, you actually store that, not just to show them. So this is a fairly small data set, right? If I want to show, even I want to show more, it's just I think less than 30 data set. And of course, if you're dealing with the machine learning, you need to check whether they are non-values here. So if they got some sort of not available value, that will be a missing point. And once the data, like you will imagine this data in this multi-dimensional world, and for now it's just a 2-dimension, and you imagine a lot of dot here, and if there is a missing point not available, this missing dots in your 2D or 3D or multi-D space. So first thing is that you need to check whether they are available. Okay, so once we got that data, we need to store that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab it, and this time I'm going to actually store that in a certain data set. Okay, so once you run that, and the variable data set will store all your data. And once you got that, I'm going to add a new code, and of course you can use the shortcut insert code, right? Using control and M. Okay, let me let me just do that. Okay, so I got a multiple. Let me just delete it. Okay, once you got that, I'm going to say that the data set. Okay, I'm going to get that data set, and dot means that you want to sort of apply certain functionality to that. You want to say you want to make sure that whether it's null or not. Can you give me a summary about it? Okay, so of course you can get it as a summary. Okay, and you can say we got a summary here, and if you run that, you use shift and enter, you can get a quick summary about the all these years of experience or salary or this data type. And of course you can grab the data set and you say I want to know whether it's null or not. Okay, just to get all this num data, and you can see all shows false, which means that there is no none here. And of course there is the best way of doing it is to get the summary together is none, and you can get a summary as well, so it can quickly do the summary for you, rather than you need to manually check whether there's some missing data point here. Okay, so yeah, we got this no 0, so which means that there is no num data, so you don't need to clean this out. And I think most of the time if you download data from Kaggle, some sort of a platform that provides data, the researchers already done this data preparation for you, so you always got the structured data, but you need to check this. It's a good practice, right? And once you got that, you can get this data into a certain model. Okay, so for now you think this is just ID, so essentially you just got two variable here. One is years experience, the other is salary. So you can use this as a 2D environment, so you can think of it, got a little dot over it, and you are using the years of experience as X. So once you got that years of experience and you plug it into your model, and you can predict the approximate salary that you should give that person. Okay, so yeah, you basically you got this idea of yeah, I'm going to use a simple linear regression model to do that. So yeah, let's just do that. So I think this not just get our data, but rather just I need to add some tags over here and saying that this is the step, the third step. Okay, would be to check whether you got this non value. Okay, so check whether there is non value. Let's just check non value. To check non values. Okay, and if there is none, you can just quickly sum it up. Okay, this is a better way of doing it. So let me add text. Way of checking because it's much quicker. Okay, so yeah, once you check this data set, you can continue to get the X and Y data. So you need to do a little bit wrangling of data, and you're going to use the slicing technique. Okay, so essentially you just need to get the specific data here, years of experience, and specific data, the salary here, and use that to train your model, and then you can make your prediction based on your model and using this salary as sort of a checking mechanism to check whether your model got a good model or not. Okay.